But what did you see, Alex, that I think with Mac, the one thing that there's two things as well that really stood out to me. The first one is the little things, right? Just the little things that he does in the pocket that are really just instinctive, innate quarterback plays that are very, very impressive. For example, on the throw to N'Keal Harry on the 13-yard, 3rd and 13, they completed it for 19 yards. That little shoulder fake that he gives to the defense pulls the linebacker out of the passing window, and he comes back and hits N'Keal with the ball over the middle. The movement in the pocket on the dart to Gunnar Olszewski, where he's able to step around, the right guard gets beat, he steps around it, and then darts it right there. So I think those are the types of little movements in the pocket that you see with Mac that really get you excited. Just the little cadences, the shoulder fakes, the pump fakes, the look-offs with the eyes, right? The manipulation of the defense, the resets once he moves around in the pocket and eludes the rush. The other thing I thought was really telling both weeks, both against Washington and Philadelphia, was his ability to run the no huddle and the tempo that the Patriots got him into to start the second half. That is a lot harder than it looks, right? Because when you get into a huddle with Josh McDaniels in your ear and he calls out the entire play where he tells you the protection, the routes for all the receivers, the formation that they're going to be running, that's a big difference. And then he gets to the line of scrimmage and Josh can say, hey, make sure you check there, or make sure this is your key over here, or this is what you're reading on this play. All this kind of communication can go on until the headset goes off. When you get into no huddle, it's one word, right? It's one word, play associations for the Patriots. And they'll get to the line and they'll say Linda or Rita or Jordan or Brady or whatever they want to call it, right? And the quarterback and the receivers and the offensive line need to know all the elements, the formation, the protection, the routes, all by one word. So to see him be able to run tempo and run no huddle, I think that is extremely impressive. 15, 16 training camp practices in. We're 3 months basically into his career as in the NFL, and we're already running tempo, no huddle coming out of the half. Very, very impressive with that. So we knew about the accuracy. I think we knew about some of the other things about his game already, but the two things that stand out above all of that is kind of the little things, which is the mental side of it with the ability to go tempo and the little cadences in the pocket that he uses to manipulate the coverage.
Yeah. And I thought too, and this is like a smaller thing, but in this, excuse me.
We're all choking here.
I'm dealing with some other stuff off the show right now that's less than pleasant. I think that go back to what we talked about in the last show, right? Remember the building the house and all that, and what was he going to put up next after the floor? I think that first drive where he had 2 3rd and longs on that drive, right? And he keeps getting set back by holding penalties, and he just kept that thing moving. And he just kept it going, and he finds N'Keal Harry, and he's hitting the ball down the field. I think that was the drive he had the gunner throw on, or that might have been later. But the point being...
No, they're backed up, and he goes on a 17-play drive, right? He's throwing it like the back of his end zone.
Not that we ever saw he couldn't do that, but that's one of those things where you don't just assume a guy can do that.
Right.
You don't really know he can do it until he does it. So, see, like I talked about last week, right? They have like the 3rd and 4, and he checks out to a run and just sort of concedes the downs because he didn't like what he saw. Very easy to do that on whatever it was, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 17, 3rd and 20. Didn't do it, comes back, boom, finds N'Keal Harry, boom, there you go. You get the first down. He did that again and again and again. So that to me is something where it's not necessarily as analytical as the stuff you're talking about, but it goes back to my whole thing about checking the boxes, right? All right, well, boom, Mac checked another box, and here we go. We move forward. That's another thing now. Another feather he has in his cap.
Yeah, I think the takeaway from last night for me, and I know everybody wants to make it Cam versus Mac and who played better and who won the night last night for the Patriots. I think it's great that both quarterbacks played well, right? Because that's ultimately what you want if you're a Patriot fan and if you're Bill Belichick, is you don't want Mac Jones to stumble into the starting job just because Cam plays so poorly that they have to start Mac, right? You want them both playing well, you want them both playing at a high level, and you want the cream to rise and let the best guy win. That's how you want to do it. But that's, to me, a bigger takeaway than who won the night or whatever. But I think
look, the Patriots won the night. It doesn't have to be one or the other. The Patriots won the night. This is the ideal scenario. They're both playing well. Cam Newton's going to keep you competitive, and you don't have to rush Mac Jones in, which as much as some of these idiots want to do it. I heard a guy on Felgren Mass today. Yeah, well, on 3rd and 3, he's going to be able to check the ball down at James White. Who you drafted this guy for a 10-year window? Who gives a shit about 3rd and 3 in week 2? We are looking at a 10 to 15-year window with this guy. I don't care about 3rd and 3 in week 2. It's better off. I'm sorry. I'm pissed off about other stuff. It's like the outlet. That's the, everybody, this is what you want. I know people don't want to think about it because it has to be option A or option B because that's the society we live in. Both of them playing well is ultimately a good thing. This is when you draft a quarterback and you have a bridge guy. The problem with most bridge guys is they suck and you end up having to go away from them sooner than you want to. And that's ruined quarterback after quarterback after quarterback coming out of college. What you want is a bridge guy who, if you build a bridge, right? When you build, we're going to get into some construction, some engineering talk here. It's in my blood.
I'm pretty sure Bill Belichick did this one time, right? Where he used a bridge building analogy. So go for it.
When you build a bridge, okay, let's say you're building a bridge across the Charles River. How far do you want that? Okay, you're starting on north of the Charles River, right? And you want to get to south of the Charles River. How far do you want that bridge to go? You want it to go all the way to the other bank, right? Because if it goes 80% of the way there and then stops, that's not a bridge. That's a ramp. And then the cars are going to fall off into the water. You want a full bridge. And right now, Cam Newton looks like somebody who can be a full bridge to, by the way, Mac Jones, who looks like he's NFL ready. I know that has nothing to do with what you said. I'm frustrated about something else, but I just had to go off, and there you go.
No,
it's not lady problems either.
It's always lady problems with Barth. Don't let him sell it. Don't let him sell you something else. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up with Cam and Mac, right? Both played well. Cam seemed to find a rhythm and sort of a, like I said earlier, a baseline of these are the plays that we can run with Cam under center that he's effective at running. Both guys were protected extremely well. Both guys had open receivers down the field. I actually kind of feel like in that sense, it's almost a wash in terms of who is going up against stiffer competition. Both guys were kind of going up against JV last night, right? Yeah. So it's sort of a wash in that sense, and both players looked good, and that's what's best for the Patriots at the end of the day. Anyways, and that's coming from a guy that said on Monday that I was in support of Mac Jones. So there you go. It's a win for the Patriots, as Alex put it.